Hi, today we're going to have a quick look at some of the features of the JVC KD R526 head unit. It does CD, USB, and it has dual auxiliary inputs on it. Here I'm just going to power the thing up. When you first power it up, it goes just to CD. If there is no CD in there, then it goes to demo mode. Here's a few of the features of this head unit. So, here's as you can see, it can change the color of the buttons and the display, and it can change them separately. The display, the light in the slot here, and the lights over by this by the USB input are they're completely separate from these lights over here. Also, the display and brightness buttons and the eject buttons are different too. The USB cover, it folds back inside of the faceplate. I like that. That's quite a nice feature there. Also, one thing that makes this rather different from quite a few other head units that I've seen is this unit. It can play your music straight from your Android phone as well as your iPod. So you can just use just like your USB cable for your Android phone. Go ahead, just plug it right on in there. Enable USB storage on your phone, and it'll read everything right on that head unit. Let's have a look at some of the features in the menus now. Now, first thing is, if you want to turn the demo mode off, you hold down menu. It'll say let's go back. So you hold down menu. Here are the features. There's demo setting, clock, color setups. That's where you can adjust your own custom settings for colors. You can define your own colors. There's a 32-step RGB variables in there. So if you go in there, also it has different ones for day and night, i.e. your headlights on, your headlights off. They're there. You can do display zone, or button zone. Alright, if we go back, I was going to show you how you can turn off the demo setting in these. Yeah, so you go into demo by pressing the center button, roll backwards, press that. So now if we go back into our normal mode, it'll just stay like that. So now, if I go ahead and press the source button, there's front auxiliary, there's Bluetooth audio, which that is actually the rear auxiliary input, because the Bluetooth adapter, which you can get for this head unit, it actually plugs into the rear auxiliary. Now in the settings you can change it between saying Bluetooth audio and rear auxiliary. I'll show you that in a minute. So next is AM radio. There's not many AM radio stations around here actually. There's your FM radio. So you can just go. There's presets, and then you can just tap those, and it can select. It can select your radio stations. Then you press A again, and it goes back to your front auxiliary. Now if we hold down the menu button again, I'll show you some of the features of this thing. Also, you can have different color schemes for your for when it's in regular operation between when it's in the menu. So here it's just like basic, just like white. So if we go ahead and we go color, there's button zone, display zone, and all zone. It's quite cool because it flashes each one. Now here, if we want to change the button color, you just go through there. You can use the 3 color flow settings. Then it goes back to color 1. You can change through all of those. There's the 30 step. And there's user, which is the one which you can set if you go into color setup. So for this demo, I'll just put it in color flow 3. And if you go display zone, just leave it on color 1 because it makes it easier to see the display. So if we go back, there's the dimmer. I think that's for the when you turn your headlights on, that'll dim the display. There's set brightness, and you can set your day brightness level, night brightness level. Also, there's a shortcut for that, which is this button here. Yeah, let's go back to our menu. Now, one thing that I really like about this is the audio is there's 4 RCA sets of RCA outputs on the back here. There's the front outputs, or just speaker outputs, and it's also adjustable between using those, and then there's the other set, which is you can change it between using it as rear speakers or your subwoofer output. And in this case, I have that output hooked up to my subwoofers. So I'd set that to the, you can adjust your low pass filter for your subwoofer. I like to have mine set at 85 Hz, and then you can adjust your subwoofer level from here. If you set it to 0 in there, that it just turns the subwoofer off, which can be a useful feature, say if you're just using it to say just like listen to radio, or if you got like a in-dash TV or something. If you're just watching TV and not really you want any huge amount of bass, then yeah, that's just fine for that. Also, there's the source select. Now, if you go into AM, you have the option to turn off the AM radio, because not that many people these days actually use an AM radio. So here, if I just turn off the AM radio, that's so then you have less inputs to search through. Now, if you go to your rear auxiliary, you can change between Bluetooth adapter and rear auxiliary on, or you can just turn it off altogether. I really like that feature. I'm going to leave it on because I'm going to install this install this in my car, and I'm going to have a tablet mounted in the dash. You may see that in another video. It's not going to be particularly soon, but when I get around to it, I definitely will film it, and I will put it on YouTube. So yeah, that's he set those. You can yeah, so you get your display and you got audio, and you've also got Pro EQ, which is where you set your you can set your crossover frequencies. So here I want to set the bass frequency for my mids and highs. I can say set that at 100 Hertz. I can adjust my levels, and then I can go to my mids and my highs and do the same thing. And then once again, yeah, in your audio settings you got your basic fader going left and right, balance, I mean front and rear with the fader, left and right with the balance. I mean you get loud on and off. Leave that off because it can just cause some problems with the audio. But if you have really cheap speakers and you want to make voice more audible, yeah, you can use that. Or you can use the volume adjust, so you can add or take away that from your volume. Say if it's clipping for whatever reason, you can turn it down so that you can turn it all the way up without clipping. I actually find if I leave this on 0, I can put the I've put the 40 Hertz test tone and 1 kilohertz test tone onto a flash drive and put it in here, and it's a 0 dB track, which means it's as high as it can go in the digital file. And I've hooked it up to my oscilloscope. Turns out this deck does not distort. It just doesn't, which I thought that was a bit odd. But, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the yeah, that's the output setting again. So here we're back in our thing. So now instead of saying Bluetooth audio, it says rear auxiliary. Also now it's not going into the demo mode again. It's just FM, front aux, rear aux, FM, because that's the only things which it has available. The FM tuner is actually really nice on it. Also, it doesn't require a very large antenna at all to pick up a nice strong signal. Normally you actually need quite a large antenna to pick up quite a strong signal around here, but this it's currently hooked up to an antenna which is about ½ meter long, and it's doing just fine. Right, so the next part of this head unit is the USB feature. Okay. Picks up nice and quick. Play pause. It's just you just tap the center button. I'm not going to leave that playing for copyright reasons, but also if you're in here you can tap that, you can tap menu just once, and then you can search through the folders in your thing there. Yeah, so if you do it slowly, then it skips through the names, but if you do it quickly then it brings up to a number figure. Now if you remember which order the things are alphabetically, then they can be rather easy, because then you can skip through them quite quickly. So say if I want to go play that song. I remember when It's easy. Then you can just unplug your USB. Now I'm going to put it to the there. This is how it starts up when you just press the button. Now I turn the demo mode back on and leave you guys with the demo.